Hey y'all. So meet Quanita and Quentin Reeves. Now they are siblings of the man that they say rightfully is convicted of murder and is in prison and should not be left out. Now this has become a big deal, and People magazine has reported that Kim Kardashian now has a podcast, I wasn't even aware, and that she's saying that there's a lot to this case that we just don't know. She's saying there wasn't really any physical evidence offered, but the siblings say, hey, all the physical evidence that is needed is that we saw him. Now this happened back in February the 13th of 1994. They were over a relative's house, and 3 other relatives were shot and killed. Okay, at the time they were 6 and 4 years old. Juanita was shot twice in the stomach and once in the arm, and Quentin was shot in the stomach. Okay, they had seen him a lot. They knew who he was, and they are just really scared to death of him getting out. They say that, there's a celebrity supporting them, and a celebrity is supporting him, the convicted murderer, but not them. Now, he was first sentenced to death, but later on, back in 2010, his sentence was commuted to life in prison without possibility of parole. Now, the podcast producers said that they have tried to get in touch with them. And they said that, I think one of the members of the podcast, they actually blocked at the time a couple of years ago. They didn't want to speak to her again. But now I guess they want to tell their story, because it's really scary to think of him actually getting out. Okay. It is said that Kim did tell the listeners on the podcast, I want you to make your own determination, but I think you'd be surprised at what you hear. So basically she's saying, hey, I think that he deserves to get out of prison, and he did not basically get a fair trial. The siblings are saying, we saw his face. We know who did it. It's not that we were too young to know, because he was around all the time. This was a small town. We knew he was over there. And they're scared to death. Now, on one hand, very happy that Kim is out here advocating to get those that she feels that are wrongly convicted, to get them out, because we know so many people are, right? Especially those of color. And then on the other hand, you have Juanita and Quentin. Look at them. You can't tell through their smiles that they're having this pain of PTSD and are scared to death of him getting out. So I want to bring this story to you, and I want to ask you, what are your thoughts? Like, where do you lie, with Kim or with the Reeves?